let's have a chat about the king of herbs, basil. Welcome back once again to Chatting with Chintzy. I'm Chintzy Barato. Today we're going to talk about the king of herbs, basil. A few of the interesting facts surrounding this miracle plant, so to speak, and how you can grow it, how to take care of it, how to harvest it, some of the basics of what you need to know on this week's episode of You Should Grow This, the king of herbs, basil. Ready, set, chaos. Basil originated in India, kind of like the cucumber, over 4,000 years ago. And there are over 150 different species of basil. This is Italian sweet basil that I have here. This plant is related to the mint plant. It comes from the mint species and it's very fragrant. You can run your fingers through it and, oh man, that smells so good. In fact, the basil plant in India was considered basically sacred. It was called Tulsi, kind of like another Tulsi that I know. And no, that's not an endorsement for or against. What it means is the incomparable one. And over the years, basil has been used to remove warts, which I don't have any, luckily. But if I did, I got a ton of basil so I can just remove it. It also was used as an aphrodisiac for horses to encourage breeding. In addition to that, basil, because it's an herb and it has a strong smell, is used as a natural bug repellent. You can see here, I haven't treated these with anything. No neem oil, no nothing. They just grow, and I'm not saying I never see a bite mark missing, but I mean, pretty much no, nothing. Bugs stay away from this stuff. And not only did it hold religious significance to the ancient Indians, and I'm assuming modern day Indians too, it also was revered among the Greeks. It was called basilikon, which means royal. In fact, it was so revered by the Greeks, they believed that you could only harvest it using gold or silver.
Βασιλικός, ο βασιλιάς των βοτάνων.
And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't do that when we get to the harvesting portion of this video. A little bit about how to grow basil. You're going to want to start this from seed indoors or like a greenhouse about 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. Now, if you're not sure what a frost is, I'll post a link up in the left-hand corner. I screw this up all the time. Up in the corner to show you about the first frost. But the last frost is basically the same concept, but the opposite. The basil plant here really likes a lot of heat. So don't plant this outside unless it's above 50 degrees, and that's at night too. These things really love heat, and they like 6 to 8 hours of full sun. These things are in direct sun pretty much all day, and you can see. I barely water this thing, and it looks pretty healthy. And they do like a lot of water, but we'll touch on that. The basil plant really likes the soil with a pH from between 6.0 to about 7.5, which is pretty standard. Another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to plant these at least 12 inches apart. You want to give them some space so that they don't draw all the nutrients out of the soil right around there and starve the other plants of it. Let's talk about mulching real quick. Make sure you have at least 3 to 4 inches of mulch on these things. As you can see here, you grow it from seed, so it's real small. When you plant it, you just take your mulch and you push it up around the base, as you can see I've done here. It helps retain moisture and lessens the amount of water you have to give it. The mulch acts as like a sponge, and you really should mulch almost every plant. And by the way, as you can see here, I have a back to Eden garden. I know I say this all the time, but this seems to be the way to garden. It causes mycorrhizal relationship and fungi in the soil and helps all the plants. And as I said, you don't have to water very much, if ever. I mean, we haven't had rain here in, geez, seems like about 6 months, but I'm gonna say at least a month. I had sprinkled these with water a couple days ago, and I mean, and I didn't even give it a deep water. And look at here. I mean, literally no rain for a month, and it's been darn near 100 degrees. Back to Eden gardening is the way to go. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll post a link in the corner up here as well, or the other corner, whichever it is. I always get it backwards when I'm looking at the camera. Anyway. Now, I've already kind of touched on watering a little bit when I mentioned the Back to Eden gardening, but you're gonna wanna keep these things consistently moist. You wanna keep them watered. So if you don't have them in a Back to Eden garden, you're gonna need to water them a minimum of once a week, usually twice a week. Rainwater can supplement. But again, if you have a Back to Eden garden, just give them a moisting every now and again if you have a severe drought. Other than that, keep these things fairly moist. And as you can see, I've done nothing to these except, you know, the basic stuff like pinching them off so they bush out, which we're going to talk about here in just a sec, but very easy to grow. And that's why you should grow this. After you plant your basil and the seedlings start to show leaf growth, that's when you want to fertilize. And what you're going to want to use is a 5-10-5 fertilizer. Now, in my world, I use 10-10 kind of as a general fertilizer on everything, and that worked really well too. So right after they show leaf growth, you know, when they're about yay tall, 2 to 3 inches, that's when you want to fertilize them. And once again, never throw fertilizer directly on the leaves. You put it around the base of the plant. On that note, let's talk about harvesting. You're going to want to do this regularly, because if you don't, again, you're going to, trigger the plant into flowering, and we're going to discuss that in just a sec. But you also want it to branch out. So every time you pinch the top off, you'll have 2 new growths coming out. And I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. So you're going to want to harvest this plant about every week or 2. Now, you look down here, you see new growth. We don't want to pinch all that off, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here above that new growth, and we're going to pinch it off. You can use your nail with your finger. Now that will encourage new growth right here. So we'll see these will sprout up, and you'll have 2 new stems coming out, and the plant will just get bushier as you go. So come through this plant regularly and harvest this stuff, and you'll always have more. So I've got a young basil tree here, a basil plant. That tree, close enough. Anyway, I've got some young basil here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here after the second set of leaves, and I'll show you a close-up here. I'm going to pinch off the top. Now what that'll do is encourage growth. It'll bush out, because otherwise this will just grow straight up and you're going to have one stem of basil. So after the second set of leaves, pinch it off, and it'll bush out and give you a good harvest. Basically, this plant will flower, as most plants do, to produce seeds. In those flowers is where you find the seeds. So if you're not cultivating your plant in order to get seeds to grow a new batch, just pinch those flowers off, and it'll encourage the plant to put its energy back into leaf growth, and will cause the plant to grow more for you to harvest. In addition, if you let it flower and start harvesting from a flowering plant, it's not going to taste all that great. It's going to be more bitter and not as sweet. It's not going to taste as good, because the plant puts its energy into the flower, as I said, to produce seeds, namely offspring. So if all your energy is put into reproducing, you ain't going to get much else done. No different with these plants. Basil is also rich in medicinal uses. It contains a lot of vitamin A, C, and K. It also contains the minerals copper, magnesium, and calcium, which are all beneficial to your health. It also has another beneficial medicinal use.
Chintzy, go eat some basil.
It wasn't me. Before that hot date tonight, make sure you load up on basil. It helps ease flatulence. And that's a win-win for everybody involved. Like they say, a man taking basil from a woman will always love her. Ladies, take note, and that is why you should grow this. Oh man, that really does smell incredibly good. But it has a lot of antioxidant properties. It has lutein, beta-carotene, beta-crypta, something, lecithin, yeah, a whole bunch of that stuff. But it's got a lot of antioxidants in it, which are very good for you. However, during the drying process, a lot of these antioxidants are lost, so it's best to eat it fresh. Today's episode of Chatting with Chintzy on my series of You Should Grow This, we covered basil, the king of herbs, the basilicon. I kind of covered a lot of the medicinal uses for it, how you can grow it, how to fertilize, water, all that good stuff, and how easy it is to care for. It's incredibly easy. I've done almost nothing except plant, water it first, and harvest. But, you know, this is something you can do, you should produce your own, and there is nothing like fresh basil from the garden. And you can also dry it and make dried basil seasoning that you can put in a container. Maybe I'll make another video on how to do that. Also incredibly easy. And most importantly, let's not forget, we were created on purpose for a purpose. Be your purpose. Until next time on Chatting with Chintzy, I'm Chintzy Barato. Out.